Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and get ready because today we are going to count down 10 absolutely bonkers horror movies that you can find on Tubi. We have some Tubi terror to try before you buy, so pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, horror hounds. And you crazy midnight movie type lovers out there, buckle up because today we are not talking Oscar winning type movies here at all. We are talking about the weird, the wacky, the over the top, what the hell did I just watch movies. These are absolutely bonkers horror. And when I say bonkers, I am not kidding, but that does not mean they are not a lot of fun because these definitely are. Now, all of these right now are on Tubi, which is the only streaming service that I advocate for because I think it's old school and it's free to watch with commercials. It feels like strolling through an old mom and pop VHS rental store back in the early 80s that I love doing so much. And it gives you a great opportunity to try these movies before you buy. We have 10 awesome ones here, so fire up that fog machine, crank it to 11, and let's get weird. Jumping right in at number 10 is 1980's Night of the Demon. Now, we're not talking about the classy flick that kind of shares this name from like 1957. No, this one involves Bigfoot, and you have never seen him so angry or so hands-on. This becomes an all-out like splatter slasher movie. You have castration by claw, disembowelments. You have Bigfoot assaults in this thing. This is a famous video nasty. It was banned back in the day. This is like if a Sasquatch could really carry a grudge and show off his killing spree with flair. You have all of the just crazy over the top tropes in this. This movie is kind of nasty. It's like nothing you've ever seen. And it's told kind of like a flashback fever dream within a flashback within a flashback. It is absolutely bonkers. It is nasty. It is crazy. It is gritty and grimy. It is perfect for this list. Night of the Demon from 1980 checks in at number 10. Now at number 9 on this list, we go to one that's a little bit newer and maybe even crazier with 2005's The Gingerbread Man. Yeah, you got to kind of imagine if Child's Play, or if it was like Child's Play but with a homicidal cookie instead of a little doll. And the homicidal cookie is voiced by none other than Gary Busey. That kind of tells you all you need to know, but this one has tons of one-liners, kind of like the raunchy, crazy, over-the-top zingers. It is literally where a baked good goes on a killing spree in a bakery, starts slicing up people. There's dough flying, there's frosting flying all over the place with reckless abandon. The plot of this thing barely holds together, but the kills are absurd but fun. And somehow this movie got several sequels to it, which just absolutely blows my mind because this thing is so batshit crazy, over the top. It's like the Food Network mixed with a Chucky movie and a snickerdoodle gingerbread man with a foul mouth. It's fun, though. It is absolutely bonkers fun. So for that reason, it has to be on this list. If you haven't checked this thing out, do yourself a favor and get ready for a crazy time. The Gingerbread Man comes in at number 9. Now at number 8, this one's for all you wrestling fans out there. Yes, I said that right. This is one I stumbled on pretty recently myself, thanks to Tubi. And this is 2011's Monster Brawl. So for this one, you have to imagine if the WWF, yes, I'm old school, it's WWF, or the WWE met Universal Monsters in a graveyard-themed pay-per-view extravaganza. That's what you have here. That is Monster Brawl. You have complete with body slams, elbow drops, and undead trash talk. You've got real former wrestler Kevin Nash in here. You've got Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart in here. There's really no plot. That is the plot. It's just like a wrestling main event. It's just like carnage. You've got commentators over here that are over the top, knockoffs of like Jim Ross, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a Monster Royal Rumble / Survivor Series because it kind of goes through like a tournament. And I gotta say, it's ridiculous and bonkers, but kind of awesome in some ways. I mean, it just kind of is, especially if you're a wrestling fan and an old school Monster fan. You have to check out Monster Brawl. Just turn your brain off and go have some fun. It comes in at number 8. Now at number 7 is one that kind of leans into the horror comedy territory. It's from 2013. It's a film called Cottage Country. It's a kind of a Canadian horror comedy. And I think it's from the same filmmakers that did Hobo with a Shotgun, if that tells you where this is going. But you have a nice, sweet guy played by Tyler Labine. He's fun. He's lovable. And he is planning a nice romantic weekend with his future wife, who's played by Maylene Ackerman. She's absolutely beautiful and fun in everything she does. And they're going to head up to the cottage country for a nice romantic weekend until he accidentally axes his brother. And then things kind of get pretty stabby the rest of the way. It's like a crazy series of events. And it's becomes, instead of a romantic weekend, it is a murder cleanup weekend with awkward murders to cover up other murders, even more awkward sex scenes in this. You have surprises from in-laws. And again, it's like a murder to cover up a murder. It very Tucker and Dale, that also stars Tyler Labine. It has those vibes in it. And it is pretty fun, pretty funny, but gruesome. It still has everything you want from horror kill perspective in Cottage Country. It is a fun watch and kind of a little bit lighter, but a little bit morbid at the same time. You got to check it out. Cottage Country from 2013 comes in at number 7, and it is bonkers. Now, at number 6 on the list is the one that you won't believe. If you haven't seen this, you may think this is so bonkers and crazy that I am making it up. Well, I'm not making it up. It's about 12 years old. It comes from 2013 as well. And I'm talking about Bad Milo. Now, if you haven't seen this, you've got Ken Marino in here as the star. You're going to see a bunch of people that you recognize. But all of that is secondary to the main concept here. You have a stressed out office worker played by Ken Marino who discovers that he has a tiny gremlin basket case style demon living in his colon. Yes, that is right. He is living in his colon. And when he gets upset, the little butt dweller crawls out of his rear end and kills whoever caused him to get upset. That is really the plot of this movie. It's gross for sure. It's a gross concept for a plot, but it is kind of hilarious at the same time. And the monster is I call him the little butt monster. He's the little butt monster. He has like these like surprisingly expressive eyes, very Gizmo from the Gremlins. No kidding. I mean, in that ways, I was explaining this to someone. I said, it's kind of like Gizmo and Gremlins meets a bad case of the Taco Tuesdays from Taco Bell. That makes it even worse. That kind of gets it a little bit more there. There's some pretty gruesome kills. This thing is funny and somewhat gross, but kind of cute in the eyes to look at. So it just kind of makes it all the more over the top and bonkers. Yes, in some ways it definitely borrowed from Basket Case. It borrowed from Gremlins, all that. It's one that you have to at least check out once to say that you have seen it before. Bad Milo is one that you just won't believe until you see it. Check it out. It comes in at number 6. Now, number 5 on the list probably has the biggest, most famous cast of any movie on this list and stars Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson, and this is called Cooties.
Oh, shit.
Yes, just like you could catch Cooties, well, this is about a bunch of kids at an elementary school that catch Cooties, or a chicken nugget-based virus that turns them into rage zombies. And the only ones left to stop them are the teachers, who become crazy, like over-the-top comic book horror character would-be badasses. And like I said, you've got Elijah Wood in here, you've got Rainn Wilson. You're going to see other characters, other people that you recognize in here. It's kind of got like apocalyptic survival, like siege horror vibes to it, but it also is part dark comedy for sure. It has some good action, but it is 100% bonkers. There is no doubt about that. You've got playground massacres, dodgeball deaths, crazy explosive PTA meetings. It's pretty funny, but it is kind of terrifying at the same time. I mean, these kids, creepy kids always weird me out, and to have them turn into rage, zombies that will attack, eat, kill you, all of that kind of stuff, and you're surrounded and you've got to fight your way out, and they've got all this gear that they put on to try to fight their way out and have a big showdown. It kind of works for what it is. So you have to check it out. And of course, you're going to get, some bigger names here in this movie having a ball with this concept. So check out Cooties from 2014. It comes in on our list at number 5.
21 Shady Lane Avenue is a black and white TV with the power to turn itself on and come alive with the dead, the video dead.
This is The Video Dead. Oh man, this is one that I rented as a kid and watched. It is about a haunted television set that starts spitting out monsters like fog-drenched zombies, all that kind of stuff. But they kind of hate mirrors and they just want to gnaw on your ankles. It is a very low budget, has that shot on video type feeling to it. It is no rules, no logic, all gas, no brakes. Once it starts, it's an 80s VHS horror movie at its absolute weirdest, complete with a reanimated prom queen in this. You've got a chainsaw attack. You've got a zombie that's looking for some loving. It is really that kind of movie that takes you back to the 80s era. Like you should be in a wood paneled basement with a little TV and a VCR hooked up to it with a splitter, watching a VHS, like tracking glitched tape with, either a 6-pack or some snacks and all of that, and just go for it. It's got some cool practical effects, though, especially for low budget. It's fun. The idea of stuff coming out of the TV was done way before The Ring invented that. This is one of those movies. If you haven't seen The Video Dead, it's kind of a rite of passage if you like 80s low budget horror. You have to check it out. It definitely qualifies as bonkers, so it comes in on this list at number 4.
Look what's buried inside your TV. The Video Dead.
Now we are going to stay in the 80s for number 3 on this list. 1987, in fact, for The Berserker. Actually, it's just Berserker.
The Vikings. Yeah.
You thought this is one of those movies, you thought you were watching like a standard, like, Teens in the Woods slasher, and then bam, suddenly it is about a Norse Viking ghost that is going to maul them and kill them while they are suddenly randomly talking about Norse mythology, which is something I know about, and I'm into Vikings. That's my ancestry. So that's super cool. This one is crazy because it starts as a simple camping trip. So you've got that simple setup. But man, the 80s synth music in this thing slaps harder than Thor's hammer. I mean, it hits you over the head with the 80s synth vibe. So if you like that, you are in on this for the score. I mean, you've got the Daisy Duke denim cutoffs in this movie. You've got the awkward kind of sex scenes in the woods, people kind of skinny dipping, playing in the water. But you also have like nonsensical stuff. There's axes. There are attacks by bears randomly. There's a standoff fight with Berserker and the bear. Awkward sauna scenes that come out of nowhere, and there's no explanation for any of it. Like why a Norse god is or Norse ghost is in the USA attacking people at this campground. It really makes no sense whatsoever. But it's also kind of cool. There's some pretty rough, you almost have like the nature gone wild aspect in this when you have like the bears attacking, and it's so 80s. You have a guy driving a truck with people piled in the bench seat of the truck, and they're talking about Norse mythology. You have people riding in the back, which you can't hardly do anymore as they're driving, and he's literally drinking a Miller Lite while driving. His beer is in his hand, and he's like, Vikings, yeah. And this guy is spouting out all this stuff randomly about Norse mythology. So you know what's going to happen right off the bat. It still makes no sense. That's why it's on this list, because it's absolutely bonkers. But I kind of like it. And there's less camp horror movies overall, like the woods horror movies. There may actually be less of those than you think. But this thing is complete with the setting around the campfire, ghost stories, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, it's got a little bit of nature rising up against, people horror. So it's got that with the bear attacks. I got no explanation for the movie, except for I kind of dug it, and I think maybe you will too. So Berserker from 1987 comes in at number 3 on this list. Now, if you follow me on the channel, number 2 is one that I talk about kind of often, but there's new people on here all the time, and it definitely fits the description of being bonkers, and it's been recently added to Tubi to try before you buy. Now, I recommend getting your hands on all these that you can. I'm a proponent of physical media. It's the best quality. It's the best way that you can watch these movies. But Tubi gives you a chance to try these out before you buy them, especially if you're budget conscious and all that kind of stuff. That's why I am a fan of Tubi. It doesn't cost you any money. It gives you a chance to try these before you buy so that you don't spend money on something that you might not like. But if you do like them, get them. Support physical media. We need it. It prevents censorship, all that kind of stuff. You get all these in the uncut versions. That's the best quality, including Evil Tunes, which has a great Blu-ray from 1992. It is absolutely one of my favorites. You got to kind of take Who Framed Roger Rabbit, then subtract all of the budget from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, then add Demons, lots of boobs, lots of butt, lots of fun sexual stuff, 80s style camp to the thing, and you get Evil Tunes. A cartoon demon literally rips its way off of the page of what basically looks like the Necronomicon, and starts carving up sorority girls who are being paid to clean this house and everything for the weekend, hang out, all that kind of stuff. And you get a appearance by David Carradine in here as a creepy guy. You've got all your 80s Blue Lightning. The demon very much resembles a Tasmanian devil gone wild, and he's kind of horny himself. I mean, it's just the way it is. The whole movie is kind of horny, kind of hokey. It's part softcore, part Scooby-Doo, and 100% bonkers, old school horror movie gold. I love Evil Tunes. It is an absolute blast, but it is definitely bonkers, and that lands it on this list at number 2. Now at number 1 on this list, we cracked the 1990s, just barely, with Demon Wind.
Now you see it. Now you don't. Now you're dead. Demon Wind.
Oh man, this one is so much fun. This movie is like someone dumped Evil Dead and The Fog in a blender with with Hellraiser and like a David Copperfield magic show and mixed it all together and threw it out and created the ultimate bonkers horror stew cocktail, whatever, because I got really no words. It's like they kept making this movie and they're like, well, let's throw this in too. Let's throw this in too. Let's throw this in. Let's have some cool practical effects, demons, magic, otherworldly stuff. You've got a foggy demon farm. You've got like zombie ninjas. You got a haunted house that changes size and changes dimensions. And it is all bonkers as hell. Demon Wind is the definition of bonkers. That starts with a guy who's investigating his grandparents' old house and like discovers the satanic deaths. And it ends up with a full-on demonic like standoff, a fight with magic powers, exploding heads. You will not understand this movie if you watch it 5 times, but you also will not forget it. And you will have a blast watching it. I love Demon Wind. There is a great Blu-ray out there from Vinegar Syndrome. You can try it before you buy right here on Tubi. But man, the words, you need the Blu-ray because you need all the special features to have any hopes of explaining what in the hell you just watched. All you will know is that was kind of crazy, bonkers, insane, but it was also fun. Let me watch it again. That is the greatness of all the movies on this list, including Demon Wind, that checks in at number 1. And that is my list of bonkers horror on Tubi that you must see, terror on Tubi to try before you buy. I absolutely had a blast with these movies. Making this list was so much fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you get out there and watch some movies. If you've had a good time here, please like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. You can support the channel even more by joining at my YouTube link, or I would recommend you go to my Patreon because I can do these lists with footage and everything else that's uncensored and have a ball over there. No matter what, though, you're going to get your name on every single video, in lights, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, all kinds of special members only videos, and so much more. And it all supports the channel. I want to thank all the members of the channel out there and everyone who watches. You mean so much to me. So get out there and watch some of these movies today. Have a good time and enjoy a little bonkers crazy horror. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.